Uh, Welcome to Quiver Financial's market update for December 2025. I mean, the end of the year update plus a 2026 outlook on interest rates. This hat's going to drive me nuts. Interest rates, the stock market, gold, the US dollar. That's going to be a big conversation, and a little bit of a bonus of what's going on in this whole AI trade and technology. And what I really want to get across to people is what sectors in the market are showing the greatest amount of strength as we end the year. We're going to cover all kinds of ground. It's Patrick Moorhead, Colby McFadden, Justin Singletary. We are Quiver Financial. We want to thank everybody who joined us. I apologize for some of the confusion on the links that we sent out. We're still learning technology as technology is moving so fast. But so here we are nonetheless. Gentlemen, it's been a while. When did we all talk last? Was it end of October, I think it was?
Beginning is like end of September, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So because so we've had maybe a 6-8 week stretch. In that time frame, there's really nothing that's all that notable from the stock market perspective. Markets pretty much grinded sideways, which could raise the question that we'll cover, which is the market topping out? Is it just taking a breather before the next run where there'll be a Santa Claus rally? More importantly, what about 2026 for the whole year? It's a midterm year. The numbers tell us that midterm years tend to be the worst performing years, blah, 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 4.5% average, according to, whatever data we used in our last newsletter. So, stock market, let's talk about there. I think what's important, I really want to cover for everybody is what sectors. A lot has changed through this year as far as the leaders. So I really want to focus on that. So if you guys can be ready for that. We're going to talk gold and silver because the higher it goes, the more questions we get. Should we be buying it? Well, if you're not already in the game, you're at high levels. So we're going to show you the charts. I'm going to show you what we're looking for. I think most of you, if you've been reading what we've been writing, you know that we're looking at the end of the year as a way to take profits in our metals that we've had for a long time. So I'm going to show you levels I'm watching, and then also talk about maybe, if that happens, what next? What do you do with the money after you've harvested these gains? And I really want to wrap it up with a conversation about the U.S. dollar, because I think that we haven't talked about the U.S. dollar in a long time. And I think next year it becomes a larger focal point. And I think it becomes more of a focal point in a way that surprises people, because I think most people think weak dollar. They hear the story of weak dollar. When you look at the charts and what I'm going to show you, we've got to wrap our mind around that, there might be something opposite that could happen too. And what does that do to interest rates? What does that do to equities? Because if interest rates go higher or lower, it has an effect in a portfolio. So we're going to start there. We're going to start talking about interest rates, because if there's something that could lull people to sleep since the tariff tantrum, it's interest rates. So real quick, I should have been clicking on this as I was going through this, but I started ranting. So, interest rates is where we're going to start. Is Goldilocks. I said here, Goldilocks is one tough chick, dude, because she hasn't left. I mean, she's eaten the porridge. She's stayed in the bedrooms. So is she going to stick around in 2026? Is she going to start doing her own laundry? Is she going to start paying rent? Goldilocks, you've been in the house. Are you going to stay there? Stocks and equities, we know we're near all-time highs. So like I said before, how long can it last? The signs we're looking for. And then the U.S. dollar, like I said earlier, it looks like it could have a change of direction in 2026. We're going to get deep into that. And how does that affect metals? Does that continue? Did the metals rally continue through 2026? Does it take a breather? Regardless of what it does, what do you do with your money if it's in metals or not? So, John, let's get into interest rates. How do you guys like the little Christmas trees I put there? Isn't that very festive?
shows your true skill.
Yeah. Well, after this, I do go and make toys, as you can tell by the hat. So